And go.
And we are back with round 2 of our Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals, YCS Regionals. YCS Regionals?
No, WCQ Regionals I think is the official title of the event.
Yeah,
It's
WCQ
World Championships
Regionals.
qualifier.
Yeah, for our nationals pretty much. To be invited, round 2 obviously we got Robert Miles on the left-hand side and Luke Munnik on the right-hand side.
Rob playing Altergeist.
Rob playing Altergeist.
It looks like Luke is the degeneracy that is Pendulum FTK.
Which is quite a different.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how it works.
We've seen it before
You just
in action, but we
see a certain number of things. There's a little fluffy boy that get put on your opponent's side of the board, and then they concede. Yeah.
Just a dragon that burns you for no reason. Doesn't even need to attack. However, they can do other things though if they do get stopped.
No, look, it's a Pen Magician deck.
Pendulum just being generic pendulums have always been decent, especially in our weird meta of South Africa.
Recovers very well from board sweeps, just because of the fact that they can fill the board repeatedly.
Never becomes an issue.
Many ways to search scales.
Electromite just being that god broken.
Even only at 1, it's still it's super effective.
Yeah, and then Altergeist wanting to put doorstop in front of the door swinging open.
Control deck.
That's
little monsters, many disruptive effects.
a lot
just
of
looking to
that we can put on board.
chew at your life total while preventing you from executing your game plan.
I'm seeing in the Altergeist deck case, however, he's playing a secret village of the spellcasters. Obviously, pendulum monsters all being spells. If that gets put on the field, he's not going to pen summon anytime that turn. Unless you can deal with it. You can't activate the.
Doesn't it specify if only you control the spellcaster?
Yeah, if he only controls a spellcaster, then no spell can be activated. However, Luke can normal summon a spellcaster, so it might be a bit of a dead draw. But if you obviously, with the pendulums, not have spellcasters, but he does have quite a bit.
There's bunches.
But if he doesn't see them in the opening hand, or at least tries to get one on the board, that means no spells for him. I think as well the Altergeist might be mainly anti-spell. One anti-spell by the looks of things there. A lot of 1-offs coming.
These guys are just about ready to go, I think we're going to give them the clear.
We're just waiting for the green light for them. There we go. So these guys might go through right now. We did see the dice roll. I think Robert Miles is going first.
Yeah, I think both of these players definitely want to go first. It's not like there's no situation where they wouldn't.
But I think Robert took the dice roll win. I might be mistaken on that, however.
Okay, let's have a quick peek at what they have in their hands.
Oh, okay, so Pendulum FTK going first.
Starting off with the scales.
Scale. Magical Abductor gains a counter every time a spell is activated, and then searches the Magician if you remove 3 counters off of it.
And that's
Duelist Alliance.
Extra copies of Pen Call.
Yep,
okay, they finds the Pen Call.
And then that's now obviously got 1 counter on it, so just keep track on how many counters that got. Let me just write that down quickly here, if they're not going to keep score of it. I'll just do that for now.
Both these players are 1-0 at the moment.
Yeah.
So let me just update this to reflect
Are they
that.
1-0?
Yeah, these guys have both won their previous matches.
They won their previous matches.
So they're in the top half of the field at the moment.
The Pen Call did get ashed, however.
Oh, snap!
So he's not getting that search.
He does have two scales out though.
He does have scales, one being the Sorcerer. Obviously, the Sorcerer can blow himself up.
That's what's happening.
So Sorcerer getting another, Conductor getting another counter on it, obviously, and then Sorcerer
should get 3 at the moment.
No, Pendulum thingy was negated, wasn't it? Isn't it when activated? Oh, it just negates the effect.
Yeah, it doesn't negate the activation. It stops the effect from happening.
So it's got 3 counters. Yeah, you're right with that. So 3
Look,
counters on the Conductor.
it's an ash. You just prevented the ad.
Yeah. Okay, so it was still activated. Yes, you're right. So he takes the 3 counters.
In fact, it started resolving. It was just a part of the effect that never happened.
Pretty much. So Abductor counters completely removed. Just to get a dragon put to the hand. Now, obviously, that's the backer removal. These 2 players are really well known with each other, so they're probably assuming they already know what the other
what's
players
happening.
Play.
Harmonizing Magician coming down there.
Was that a normal summon?
I think he might have normaled it.
I think he might have normaled it straight into Electromite.
Oh, you want the Electromite down
obviously,
early.
yeah. Harmonizing is a weird normal summon, but obviously, if you can get a scale up, just bring it back. He's going to obviously add from his main deck to the extra deck with Electromite. Just
I'm going to do the whole
get whatever you want as a searcher, just for free. Now, obviously, if you can get Oath Dragon to the scale, he gets even more advantage to pen summon with. It's interesting to see how the Pendulum Magician deck has changed over time. Okay, so he blows up the Abductor, adds back Oath Dragon.
I mean, looking at this opening, draw wouldn't be a terrible card to have.
Draw would definitely not be a terrible card. But he did, however, ash him.
Yeah, it's good enough.
It's good enough. It's the main card.
It did slow him down quite a bit.
Yeah, slowed him down because he only got 2 cards
essentially 6 copies of Pen Call in this deck with Duelist Alliance and Pendulum Call. massive amounts of consistency. Really wants that FTK.
Any pendulum card, not just a pendulum monster.
Yeah, so if he's got a missing piece that he just needs to add with that, then it's something he can do.
A rather interesting tech to see in this FTK variant. Which is because the previous one we never saw the Duelist Alliance. His entire deck, you remember that?
Yeah, I suspicion he has been running them for as long as he's been playing this deck. It just never came up in that game.
Yeah, probably just didn't come up.
So he's busy with his pen. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4 monsters
to bring out, I think, an Oath Dragon, I believe, from the deck.
So that's the full board.
That's the full board. Now, if he gets to what he wants to be, I do see 2 level 6s, so it might be a Naruto or a Beatrice, getting to what he needs to mold to. Obviously, you need those 2 level 7s to make Flare Metal, so the FTK is not possible just yet.
Because he doesn't have a level 7.
Yes. But Tuner, Magician, and that level 3 can make a level 7, however. So that's something we have to keep in mind. You can probably just make like Dragon Burst or something, and then obviously Dragon Put, if he can summon that with the Burst, he probably has the option to make the Flare Metal. So he goes into Naruto by the looks of things, wanting to make a Beatrice, as I assumed. Okay, so the Beatrice is being made. Obviously, when summoned this way, you can just mull a card for free. Doesn't need to wait a turn like the Dangers, like the Burning Abyss has to.
Yeah, sure.
We didn't even see Beatrice in the previous game. As we're just waiting.
What's that card in his hand? I'm just trying to figure out
Burial.
The Foolish does do a couple of things in his deck. It gets the Jackal Master Serb thing going.
King Jackal in the grave. It also gets that Supreme Dragon thing. What's this? And Destrudo. He's also got Destrudo.
Yeah, the Destrudo was in his hand though.
Was it in his hand?
He's specialed it and targeted one of his level 4s, I believe.
I see. There we go. So he's half playing. I like points.
Okay, so Luke is on 4,000.
Yes. No response from that. Obviously, an Ash being dropped early in the game, so Rob is now looking on the back foot.
Yeah. Luke deep in the tank here. Considering, so he has activated his Trudeau, paid the life points, and the special summon appears to have resolved.
And a Foolish Barrel obviously being in hand still. So Rob seems to be deciding.
He has a couple of things to do here. Luke is not completely out of gas. The Ash was well timed.
It was well timed. It was the card that you want to target. But that Electromite kind of obviously just nullified what that would do. So I assume he targeted the...
One of the level 4s.
One of the the lower...
So it's obviously not the Harmonizing Magician yet.
Yeah. Just to get the level 7 going, because...
Is Harmonizing not level 4?
I think she's level 4.
Okay, sure. Strudo under... And then... looks like we're linking away? No, Synchro?
I think it's going to be the Synchro for the Burst. Yeah,
okay, cool.
Burst can then obviously summon Dragon Put from the scale, which is then 2 level 7s.
Yep.
And that's your Flare Metal.
Is he actually going for this?
I think he can go there.
He's doing this.
I think he's got it. And
Robert obviously not very happy about what's happening to him.
No, he's not. I don't think Robert's happy. Just because no response. I see a strike in hand, and sadly the strike is not of a use right about now. I see a spoofing, a strike, a Marionetta, and...
Such good cards on the play, but going second, unfortunately.
I feel like the FTK is possible, and that's the sad state of affairs, unfortunately. Okay, so the metal gets dropped.
And that's the burn.
And that's the burn aspect of it, so we just need to get that...
He's got a Foolish in hand. He can send something that'll special itself, and then he can get an extra monster on board.
That's if it specials itself. I mean, you can't use Destrudo again, so Beatrice is obviously going to mull now, finally.
Is Destrudo once per turn?
Yes, I do think so. I might be mistaken on that, though.
Did Destrudo end up in the graveyard again? Was that the Beatrice? That was the Beatrice.
Yeah, Beatrice
I don't think Destrudo is once per turn. I don't think it is.
As I'm just trying to see now if Rob wants to do anything. Okay, wait, he passed turn. You've got to make the FTK. So Marionetta being normal summoned.
Okay, the Strudo is a once per turn.
It's once per turn, yeah. So
Marionetta coming
Robert was able to not be FTK'd. However, he's still going to take 500 burn for every effect he activates. So Robert's going to take 500 burn
this is an effect heavy deck.
So minus 500 off of
Robert
there.
Looks like a personal spoofing that he's set. With the Marionetta.
Robert takes the 500 with the Flare Metal, yeah.
Ow.
Just a little pokes, kind of like a Trickstar.
Luke is on 4,000 though.
Makes Trickstars, makes Altergeist easier.
Yeah.
So effect of Wonder Wand, another 500 just for free. Just being equipped, obviously. And he's going to battle phase into it. It's so Wonder Wand gives 500 attack.
Yeah, sure. So it can hit over the Electromite.
And it can get over the Electromite.
Electromite being how large?
1800, I believe. That's not too big. And that being 16 plus 500, so...
So 300 damage over,
300 damage
putting
over.
Luke to 3,700.
Yes, 3,700. So Luke takes 3/7. And then he uses the Wonder Wand. I don't know if that burns. I think it does because Luke touched it there. So I think another 500 effect. To draw 2 cards. Wonder Wand obviously being good in Altergeist, just equip it. If you equip it to Millisuk, you attack directly for 1,000, which is a sizable amount of damage. And then you send a card off the field.
Something that Altergeist lacks is a big beater.
It's a big beater.
They've got that link.
But it needs more materials just to get it going. But obviously, with Millisuk, you equip Wonder Wand, send the you attack directly for send a card off the field, and you just
it's really good.
You search and you draw 2 cards for free. Absolute a triple card advantage, which is pretty good. Beatrice being used in the end phase now as Rob sets 5 cards, a monstrosity amount of cards.
Hey, that's Altergeist. This is a back row deck.
It sets 5. But obviously getting quite a bit of cards. We know between these cards there's a strike, and it looks like Rob's got a Veiler
summon
in
negation.
There.
There's a
and he sends
main phase effect negate that Robert has in hand as well.
Yes. Obviously Veiler can only be used on the opponent's turn. So
what was the dump from Luke? Magical Abductor?
Was a Magical Abductor. Obviously trying to do something with there. So YuGiOh harmonizing, so low scale I believe, or it's a high scale. I think it might be a scale 8.
Harmonizing's got a bigger number.
It's a good thing, and he still does have the Foolish Burial to do something. But Destrudo's also live in the graveyard, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
There we go. Destrudo's effect being used.
Ouch.
Targeting harmonizing. 3/7. I'll do the math for you quickly. Right about
15
2
plus
is
450.
1850 minus 1850. Yeah. There we go. 1850. Ever seen 50 digits on a life point?
Yeah, I mean, you hit somebody with an ash.
Hit them with
exactly how large she is.
Oh, it's snow. Oh, rivalry being
I mean, with
dropped.
the snow. My apologies. Why would you attack with ash? He feels safe going to 1850 because snow is no longer in the format.
Yeah. So rivalry being flipped. Big swing of things here.
Oh, please
He's gonna take 500.
Please get rid of some monsters.
He's gonna take 500, however. That's the big thing.
Oh, Robert's. I mean, even with the all that extra damage Robert's taking, Luke is very, very far behind in life points, and that rivalry is going to decimate his board here.
Yeah, he's just gonna
keep one thing. Okay, he's deciding to keep the burn
keep
here.
The dragon, but now he only keeps dragons on the board. That is something we have to keep in mind until he can get rid of the dragon. He, however, does have dragons in his deck, which is nice.
Dragons.
But if he can
plenty of dragons in the side.
Yeah, and Destrudo, obviously.
Barlow, I believe Trisbane is a dragon. Triple burst. Yeah, there's a pile.
I'm just trying to see if they're trying to see now if Destrudo comes out the board, because the target. I think Destrudo would still hit the board, because you just target and pay cost. Card doesn't have to leave the field.
If the target is no longer there by the time the effect resolves, Destrudo is not going to. So costs have been paid.
The judge now?
The target is gone. Yeah, sure. I'm just checking that they're just checking. But I believe that's what the result is going to be.
Yeah. Okay, they're just gonna do a replay now for them. The judge Chris is probably gonna ask for a replay. As we just to see what's going to happen. Yeah, so they're doing a replay now just to make sure that the rivalry send off of the judge, or what the judge is going to say. We're just trying to listen what they say now.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case. Relatively certain it's not going to resolve. Chris is having a look.
Yeah, it's just making sure, seeing what the costs is and stuff. Obviously, these things happen all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of words on these cards.
It always happens only like in a main event. And
yeah, you want to be 100% sure.
You want to be 100% sure.
It's okay in a locals or just a casual game. Okay, we'll play it like this for now.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently the Destrudo does resolve.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
We can pling him if you want to.
If
you decide to change. Just make sure.
Looking at over here. There we go.
Feature notch.
Let's have a quick top down of the board.
So the Destrudo does hit the board, even though the target gets sent away to the extra deck, the harmonizing.
1850. Very precarious life total.
That's a very interesting. Obviously, the Flaremate's still being there, so he's going to try and whittle away at him so it doesn't get too much effect. So he's going for that burn win now by the looks of things. And Destrudo having a 3k body as a bum in defense.
Yes,
that's quite
pretty relevant.
He's going to Veiler the. So he's Veiling the.
I believe the effect damage still goes through from the Veiler activation.
Not as far as I know, because it negates the effects completely.
Fair. What is the effect?
But he does take the 500.
What is Flame Metal's effect? Yeah, so on activation.
Anytime an effect is activated, burn for 500. So he still takes the 500, yes. The initial effect still goes through, but now his effects are negated. So Rob activates a protocol and then chains a spoofing to shuffle it away to
I think this was on the activation, I mean the declaration of attack with Flame.
Yes.
I'm not sure the damage has gone through yet.
So the multi-faker hits the board and probably going to bring out a Sulkitas just to make sure that gets back to his extra deck. Bouncing it. bouncing over people. So the attack doesn't even go through.
Those guys fall off.
And they just go by the wayside.
Ouch.
So the deck gets shuffled, as we know. And this is where Altergeist assert their control.
It's a little bit of a poke in the right place, and Altergeist has control of the game.
Yes, pretty much. And then I mean, we still know there's a strike back there as well for Luke. So if he attempts to pin summon,
he hasn't even used that yet, you know.
Any point he attempts to pin summon,
that whole pin gone.
So I think Robert's in a very favorable position.
Yeah, it looks good. Luke did most of the work on his own life points there with 2 Destrudo activations.
And he doesn't even need to put in the work. That's also a big thing. Rob doesn't have to put in the work. Rob was scared of the FTK. Okay, so he's gonna Foolish Burial. He's letting it go. So we know a multi-faker's in hand on Robert's side at least. Multi-faker obviously when a trap goes off next turn, brings himself back.
He added that with a spoofing, correct?
Yeah, spoofing. So he's probably gonna shuffle the Solkitis away at some point again with the spoofing, obviously getting 3 searches. Maybe get a Marionette or something. Keep that advantage going. Robert just having the right amount of hand traps at the right amount of time with the Vela and the Ash. Not being able to be FTK'd.
Yeah, the Ash didn't seem too critical, but I think it played a big part in him not dying on turn 1. That's really what you want to do against the turn. Not die.
He molds with Destrudo. With Foolish Barrel, sorry, not with Destrudo.
What did he say with
Destrudo? Molds with the Foolish Barrel, what am I doing? He molds that little Dragon Dark Worm thing.
Okay, Dark Worm to the grave.
So Luke is planning on the Destrudo going off the board so he can summon that thing.
He's got a Harmonizing in hand.
Yes.
Not too useful right now.
Not too useful right now.
Robert picking up a
Marionette, a lot of extra things there. So why need spoofing to shuffle away when you got a Marionette? So he's using spoofing, shuffling away the Marionette. He's probably going to try and get a Melusi to get over the big body.
You mean under? Through? Around?
Over it.
Melusi attacks directly.
Yes, that's the 500 little attack. And obviously when it goes to grave, it just searches for you casually. So he's probably going to try and do that strat. Just adding it to his hand casually. The reason you can't use Multi-Faker to do that is because Multi-Faker summons the Altergeist in defense.
Fair enough, yeah, sure.
That's a nice little drawback of the Multi-Faker, thank goodness. Okay, so he attacks for 500, so Luke takes a 500 down. So
and he's got 13, non-targeted send over here. Something is going to disappear off the board. What was it?
It's probably going to be the Destrudo. Oh no, he takes the Oath Dragon. He leaves the Destrudo completely, knowing it's not a threat. Links away the Meluseek into Link Karibo, obviously.
We have a Meluseek effect.
And then Meluseek effect. You know.
Oh, this is so.
Oh, he can't. Rivalry's on the board.
Sure.
He can't. I was just about to say.
Unable to start that activation.
Unable, yeah. It's not a legal summon. I was about to say. I'm pretty sure he can't. Now that I'm looking at the board.
Link Karibo, yeah,
Link
not
Karibo
being
Rivalry
the same type.
Yeah. Being what, a Cybers? It's interesting.
Yeah, I think Link Karibo is Cybers.
Interesting version of the Karibos, as you know.
Well, it's useful to have on this side. I mean, Meluseek is a 1, and Link Karibo just a all-round good card.
Yeah, definitely. I think Robert is now just deciding if he wants to make Hextia or not. Obviously, he wants to get the Meluseek off the board for that free search. I think King Jackal got triggered. Oh, he drew King Jackal, blowing up King Jackal. Okay, so it's passed over to Luke now.
Sure.
Blows up the Cerberus to get the King Jackal to hand. Okay, so sadly it's not going to do him much. Maybe it's a scale. If it's a low scale, he can maybe pen summon. He activates it in the scale.
Yeah, he really needs some arrows though, because he's only got a single
blows
zone
up the
available
Cerberus
for
to special summon the Cerberus.
Sure.
Okay, that's a good one. So the Cerberus can negate things. I think everything, just for free. Remove spell counters.
He has to activate spell counters while it's face up on the field. I mean, spells while it's face up on the field, so it gets counters, and I think it's remove 2
and then
negate something. Just they call it's an ogre plus an Arito in one card or something like that.
So he blows up the Cerberus now. Oh, rivalry's on the board. Misplays, you can't do anything.
Oh goodness, this rivalry is causing serious issues here for both players.
In both feature matches, rivalry is causing issues. So rivalry is the meta card.
So that's the all-star for today. Currently is rivalry.
If we see more rivalries going down, this might be the MVP of this tournament.
Gotta pick them up cheap.
Get them while they're hot. Before they print it in OTS 10 with like an ulti version.
Good, that'd be so pretty.
Yeah, that could actually be very nice, like the background and the foreground of the two. So the spoofing, I think, is being activated. I think it was activated. I shuffled the Multi-Faker away to get a Cunt Query, knowing that he doesn't. So obviously he must have 2 cards that he cannot activate. So he's expecting an attack on the Melusik from Destrudo.
Yeah, Melusik is very strong, just non-targeted removal.
So
it
Rob
is targeted, sorry,
he just wants to keep it on the board, effect. Because if he attacks now, he could just drop the Conquer and negate Destrudo's effects.
Is it anything? Does it send anything away?
Yeah,
or the player that
yeah,
but on which side of the field? That's the question.
I think opponent's
Conquery negating Destrudo's effects. So Destrudo will actually go to the graveyard here if it gets destroyed.
Yes, yeah.
Because of Conquery being on the bounce.
And just negating its effects. So he bounces that and he bounces Destrudo back to hand. That's in the end phase, I assume, and he draws for turn. Yeah, Rob's in a very favorable position. The Marionetta being top decked,
just poke. Yeah, here's the damage. I think Luke's done. I think Luke is done.
I think Luke's.
Yeah, that looks like the scoop.
That's game 1-2.
Okay.
Game 1-2, Rob with Miles. So Altergeist actually not being able to be FTK'd.
Yeah,
even though it looked like the Pendulum had the right FTKs. Yeah.
And he did have it. I mean, had that Pendulum call resolved properly.
Pendulum call had it resolved properly.
Just have a quick question from the judge. Oh, quick updates about the concentration of decks, but I think we'll chat about that after this game.
Chat about afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Judge. So it looks like Robert's putting sphere mode.
So sphere modes.
He's making sure Luke's probably wanting to go first again. So Pankatops and sphere mode's coming in, and he seems like he's putting Awaken the Dragon in there by the looks of things. 2 sphere modes.
Yeah, just helps to.
He's not putting in the Awaken the Dragon. Luke, I did not see what he sided, however.
Yeah, well, let's actually have a look at their sideboards. Let's start with Luke to see what options he has.
Luke has the Hatronade, which is a
Hatronade,
just forcing a response. Just forcing a response.
Tornado Dragon, also relatively good for. What else? Ooh, Jinzo.
Jinzo, I'm seeing there now as well. And
that's interesting.
And the Prankatops as well. And Twin
Not Denko?
Looks like
Jinzo? That is odd.
Looks like Luke has got a side deck just basically to stop Altergeist because he fears Altergeist the most.
Yeah, the Twin Twisters also could put in quite a bit of work.
He does have
nothing wrong with
Prankatops. Naruto, so he does go, and the Tornado as well. So he does have a
12, possible 12 cards that he could put in that would be relevant. 13. In fact, Naruto's also not terrible to put into the extra deck, not taking up space. Yeah, so
and if you just want to change, you can change mid-game, like smoke screen your opponent, like, oh, I'm playing FTK. Oh, well, guess what, I'm not. It's like, look, I'm not. So
a little bit of a transformational sideboard here. He's got plenty of options.
He's got a lot of options, and then obviously Rob
inside
modes
sphere modes.
I don't think Wiretap's going to be coming in.
Pankratop's just an all-round good card.
That might also be the side deck card of the format, because that's the second time.
You seem to see like one copy main deck or some sideboard.
Just to make sure that if there's any problem cards, just pop them out the board.
He did consider the Waking of the Dragon, but I don't think he picked them. These guys appear ready to go.
Yeah, looks like it.
And I'm pretty sure Luke is going first.
I see another Abductor in hand again. Abductor being activated straight off the bat, obviously to gain those spell counters.
Dragon Ravine.
Dragon's Ravine hitting the board, obviously discarding a card. Muller Dragon. I doubt he's going to be searching a Dragunity in this case. So
Robert opening 0 hand traps.
0 hand traps. So all traps by the looks of things.
If
it looks like a Prankatop.
Luke has a really monster-heavy hand, so I don't know if he's going to be able to produce the FTK here. But had he been able to, it would have been game. But looks like it's not that hand today. He does have a Dragon Ravine.
Dragon Ravine obviously going to get Destrudo, probably engrave all that Dark Worm, which is then a free summon.
Yeah.
Obviously, and then
he's got
getting
a
the
bunch
Donut, which then gets a high scale for you.
But not that much to make with the Pendulum summon. You'd have at most 2 monsters to defend out of the hand and 1 from the extra deck.
Pretty much. That's obviously in before he can make... so he discards the Harmonizing off Dragon Ravine.
Sure.
Interesting. So he's banking on the fact that he can get a Harmonizing back to his hand.
It's foolish on
sending the Dragon just to get the Donut back. So we know Abductor's got 1 counter because of... as Luke's got there on the board. Because of Ravine. And then obviously Dark Worm just summons himself and then searches for free. Free scale.
Donuts.
Donuts. What's it called actually? Gate
Supreme
0?
King Gate 0.
Gate 0, yeah, but it's Gate 0. He's also, it's the Gate 0. I know there's another one that's also like
Infinity is the low scale.
The one, Chronograph being activated, so 2, gonna blow up the Chrono. Obviously summon from hand. And that's the Electromite, I assume. Probably gonna go for Electromite, but I doubt he can do much from there.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to set another scale because Electromite would have to blow something up, so he wouldn't be losing a card, but he'd have to find something. He'd have to find something that's worth blowing up for the Abductor, and I don't think there's anything.
Well, he might be able to activate the Gate 0, get a 3rd counter, and then search and blow something up, which might be a play. So obviously he's gonna add to his extra deck with the Electromite.
This is not the FTK. If he could draw a call off of the Electromite draw, he decides to go for that. It might be worth it, but yep, essentially six copies of it in his main deck. He could go for that.
No, definitely. 6/6, just Pendulum Call. He's probably going to try and dig deep now for that pen call. Just because obviously his scales can't be destroyed then either for the next foreseeable turn, which means Prankatops can't target him, as we can see in Robert's hand over there.
I think it is a valid target. It's just Prankatops is just going to hit over the Electromite and then wait, because the pop is a quick effect. So even if he does get a call,
so you can't even Widow Anchor it off the field or something, which is
Widow Anchor.
Why you play it? Why you play it against it? I steal your Prankatops, mate. It's Dino Steel time. So it looks like the pen summon's going to come out, but I think Gate Zero's got a restriction on it of this pen summon though.
Can only the type of monsters you can pendulum summon?
I think so, yeah.
Is it you can only special summon these things? Let's find out.
I think so, just double check there. He's typing Gate Zero there. As Abducted and searches. Oh no, he's going to blow it up. He's not going to pen summon them by the looks of things.
So
as we just waited for it to load there, but however he just pops it.
There doesn't appear to be any restriction.
Both cards. Oh, okay. Oh no. Okay.
Gate Zero is just the low end of the scale. We've got an Abductor on top there.
As he then decides.
Lucas still busy thinking about. Okay, so he destroys it with Electromite.
Draws a card. You get the idea. Adds an extra. He's still deciding on what extra deck to add to his hand, but he did draw a card over.
It's green. It's another Ravine.
It's another Ravine. Shame. Not the best thing. Now, if he does pen summon, he can get pen summon out for 3, and then he gets a 4th one of harmonizing, which is not too bad.
It's not the worst.
It's not the worst. It's a favorable position. Technically, Conductor's got 1 extra counter because he activated Dragon Pit.
So Robert just itching to take his turn there.
Yeah.
Grip full of traps, and is that a Dino Wrestler?
Spoofing. I have no clue. I think it is the Prankatops in his hand. Might be.
Yeah, the background looks like a Dino Wrestler.
The Prankatops, yeah. I mean, it's a second thing, which he was expecting, which is nice. So at least has 8 plays. So whatever he top decks,
it should be fine.
It should be fine. And it won't even eat up his normal summon, which is even better. But Luke is now deciding on what he wants to pen summon.
He's thinking about that third one. Harmonizing from hand, Chrono from the extra deck, and one more spot being opened by the Electromite.
Yes. Completely right, you are. He's deciding between the Time Gazer, I believe, or Stargazer,
donut?
Or the Donut. But I don't...
What's Donut's effect on board?
I don't think it has a search or a hit the board effect.
He must be doing. He's chosen the donut. So once per turn, he can target a face-up monster he controls, destroy it and this card, and then special summon a dragon or a fusion or synchro dragon from extra deck. And then it halves. No, it just gives it 0 attack and negates its effects.
And it can't be used
as material. Okay, so he gets to trade 2 things for an extra deck dragon,
which can't do anything.
It's an option. The 4th monster came from where? Oh, from the harmonizing.
From harmonizing. Harmonizing, not having the restriction of not just saying level 4 or lower, allows you to get Oath Dragon straight from the deck. And effects obviously also not being negated, which makes it even more potent. It's just pretty disgusting, if you ask me. But it looks like the Flare Mid and the Beatrice is going to the board again this turn.
He might be getting somewhere here. Very carefully thinking about the line he's taking.
Because he's probably going to mull the Destruder now. Because he mulled the
determined to get that FTK. He's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
At least do this once today. However, he probably did FTK some in the previous round, obviously seeing as he won. But if we can see from what the game state's currently at, Flare Mid is coming back to bite Rob again.
Not that it did too much.
Not that it did too much. However, Flare Mid cannot be destroyed with Prankatops. That's an interesting note to have. It cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is.
And how big is it?
It's 2/8 attack.
Too big to hit over.
Too big hit, yeah. By 200 attack, oddly enough. However, the cost of your battle phase, would it be worth it? I mean, against an Altergeist, it probably doesn't matter too much. But in other decks, you sometimes question that.
I don't think Altergeist has any sort of OTK. It's super hard to do. Even with a full board, their monsters are too small. I think Prima Banshee might have a little bit of attack. I
think it's got 2100 attack. I'm not mistaken on that.
That's a number. He's got Decode Talker, which can put a big dent in your life.
And you see the Borrowload Dragon there as well.
Big boy Borrowload.
And then Ulti Falcon, but we didn't put in the Awakening Dragon. So Ulti Falcon's not hitting the board in this game. Obviously, he's expecting him not to pop his back row. But Dragon Pit is an option still. You discard a card, pop a back row. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's a scale effect.
Yeah, that's a scale effect, yeah. Which is not bad from Pendulum Magicians, at least.
Yeah, but I believe they're playing it over Janky Magician.
Janky Magician, which is
maybe like 1/1,
effect,
but
I believe.
The back row pop is probably
it's
more
just
relevant.
pretty good. Especially going second if you're on an FTK going second. However, you can't FTK going first, which I noticed, because you can't attack.
Well, this deck doesn't need to attack.
Oh, is it just the effect that activates with the Dragon? Doesn't need to attack?
I think they use Flare Metal and the little round guy, this fluffy... what's it called?
Galendio.
Because its effects are negated and every time it activates, because the effect but the activation is not negated. It burns for 500.
Okay.
Let's just see what it does.
Before Konami bans it on the next ban list, as it becomes an issue.
Cannot spell that properly. Just trying to find exactly what the card.
Double L-E-N duo, or one word. There we go. Little Gillen duo.
Luke's Robert is taking a turn.
Okay, so Luke just passed. This card is treated as 2 zeros. If you take any damage, destroy it, and you cannot. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, so essentially Galendio is activating on any damage taken. It's a mandatory effect.
Yeah.
And when Flare Metal burns,
it activates.
About
battle, that's the thing. So he has to attack it at least to get that effect to trigger.
You just have the effect damage of Flare Metal trigger, and the effect triggers, and then because it doesn't get destroyed, the effect is negated, it triggers again.
Okay,
so it's essentially a loop. Galendio unable to destroy itself with its own effect because the effects are negated. And Flare Metal dealing damage as part of its effect, so it becomes this loop where get dealt damage, try to destroy myself, can't. Oh, what happens? Get dealt damage, try to destroy. Yeah, it's just endless chunks of 500.
So Rob attacking over the harmonizing. Frankatop's also hitting the board. He's not going to use it, just to summon it. We know he's got
absolutely
4 traps
no
in his
idea
hand.
what
So he
happened
did top deck a Marionetta. I think Flamehead wasn't on board, so it's fine. He got rid of the Electromite. So Beatrice is on the board. The Shooter's in game. I don't think any damage was dealt.
Look, he hit over the Electromite.
So 26 minus 18, right?
We'll get a proper life total update in just a second.
I'll just make sure if you want to make an estimate guess. It's 800 damage on Luke,
so
at least.
Luke
and
is
harmonizing is
probably on around
7.2, sorry.
7,200.
And then obviously harmonizing was in defense, so it means
didn't take any damage from that. That's is that a cowboy? What is that?
Where do you see this?
The XYZ on the field over there.
Oh, that's Beatrice.
Oh, sure.
Beatrice.
The lady.
Just milady, just sending the Shooters for days. That's all you have to send. Every day, all day. Obviously, we do have the Dragon Pit live, so one back row can be popped.
Which one is it going to be? There's a whole lot of that.
Rob's probably just waiting. If he has a strike in hand, he's probably just waiting.
Still around, being a big beefy beater, possibly larger than anything main deck and extra of in any of these players' decks.
Pretty much.
Frankatop's like a stick, like an actual stick here.
So he's pen summoning, going for 1 at least, only 1 summon, or maybe 1 from hand. Yeah, he's got 2. He's got a Fall by the Grave in the hand.
He's got 2 spells, yeah.
Probably going to try and link away.
But Frankatop's really
activates
being
protocol.
In the way there. What is that? A protocol?
Altergeist effects cannot be negated.
Sure.
It's a weird thing to flip. I think it was
trying to bait something out here. Is there a Dragon Pit somewhere?
I have no clue.
What is this?
That's Dragon Pit.
Yeah, sure. He's maybe trying to get rid of that Dragon Pit effect. Just
trying to not make sure you nick a certain card. I was trying to bait him into something else.
He might have another protocol set. Yeah. I'm not 100% certain. He did open 4 traps and the Pancratops.
Yeah.
So,
top decking that Marionetta.
That Marionetta came out, so it's quite possible that he has another one.
And then obviously Marionetta, he's negating a monster effect. Okay. By using protocol to send
in
away.
response.
Okay.
In response.
In response. Okay. So I think Luke used the Strudo. He wanted to use the Strudo. He halved his life points then.
Oh, this is how Rob won the previous game.
So 7-2 divided by 2 is 3-6.
Luke, once again, doing most of the work on his own life total.
Just checking if our life totals are there. Yeah, there we go. And then that got halved, obviously.
Sure.
Yeah, got it right. Okay. So the Strudo got negated. Pen summon used, the Strudo used. Are you in a favorable position? Prankatop's still on board.
Probably not. Yeah, big guy on board.
I think Rob is going to be scared to pop that Beatrice though, because he might have in his extra deck the one of Dante, but I don't think he might have it.
How big is Beatrice?
Beatrice is 2,500.
Just attack into it with the Pancratops.
Might as well.
Pancratops 2,300, 2,600. It's large enough, and then whatever he gets out with the Beatrice, he could quick effect
Wonder what Luke linked into there. Cerberus to pop the Cerberus. So discards the Ravine. He tributes it to target. Who are you going to target?
Thinking about it. Pass this page. Target the Beatrice.
He's going to call by the grave
on Pankratops.
That's interesting.
Rob thinking about it. I think it's going to get banished. The effects are negated. And there's a Serb on board. And
so 1600 and 2500.
Beatrice is still alive.
Beatrice is still going to be a threat for
Robert's beater now off the table.
His big beater. So swinging for 1/6, a Militov coming out. The trap special summoning itself, and no Altergeist cards can be targeted or destroyed now by card effects.
Okay, so he's going to get a boom.
It's got 1/8 defense, so he's going to probably swing with it into Beatrice.
Smash over it, sure. We've got another effect.
Manifestation coming out to target the Marionetta.
And another one.
Spoofing, shuffling that away. So the interesting effects going down here.
Okay, activated just to have a face-up Altergeist that he's happy to shuffle away.
But the thing is, the manifestation, even though it leaves, it still brings back the Marionetta. That's a really interesting ruling that carried over from
OCG.
Yeah, from the OCG.
It worked that way.
It wasn't ruled here initially, but then they changed it on the release of that Battles of Legend, which is interesting. So the rulings got changed, and obviously
deck is better now.
On the board. Yeah, it's a lot better now. Like that made Altergeist very
popular in the OCG.
Popular in the OCG. Obviously, still being meta to this day now, even with multi-faker at 1. Still being pretty good.
They only have one multi-faker.
They've only got one multi-faker, and I think it's still there.
And that's it. Wow.
I think Luke gives the GG.
So that's the game to Robert Miles.
2-0, another match 2.
Don't go activating your Destrudo willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly when playing a control deck. So Robert Miles takes it.
2-0. So putting him up to 2 wins. Luke on a 1-1 at the moment.
A 1-1 at the moment. Which is not too bad for him. But he's not out of this tournament. The Pankratops being the beater, and obviously Altergeist just establishing his control. So
getting a choke on the game, and just waiting for the ideal opportunity to chain a bunch of effects and shift the game state real quick.
It seems like Altergeist is one of those decks. It's like as soon as my opponent makes a mistake,
when there's a certain set of conditions that are met and you're out of resources, you're gonna get punished. Makes all the things happen. Yeah, it was like 4 effects that he activated after each other, and it just completely flipped the game around.
Yeah, completely. And then obviously Pendulum FTK, not getting even the FTK part of the name right. Or being able to...
Game 1 being disrupted, Game 2 just having a pretty average draw there. And a very strong, consistent deck like Altergeist. Obviously, if you stumble, it's going to be GG for you.
It's going to be GG.
Well, there's the match slip.
That's major. So just want to do a recap on what's in the meta at the moment.
Let's actually have a chat about this.
So 18 rogue decks.
Chris can't spell. He's calling them Rouge decks. Is that a Grand Maju? So we've got a Banish Heavy. I suppose with that new pot, we've got an extra couple of things that go to Banish.
Just to give that Grand Maju a high attack, and obviously play Grand Maju control, you probably get even Witcher Strike.
So 2 of those decks in the room. What looks like Phantom Knight's Danger and Orcust?
That's an interesting combination.
Very weird three decks, but there's 2 of them.
But I think it's because the Orcust and they all spam out links.
7 copies of Altergeist.
7 copies. That's going to be our defining. A cheap deck to pick up, easy to control, easy to build, probably wide. So
5 copies of Dekanker.
True Draco. Obviously
back because of
Stormforth
being
just
a very
and
good
Rivalry
deck.
being the
4 copies of Sky Striker.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Such an expensive deck.
Even with they never really hit anything relevant. They just removed the splash ability of it.
Pendulum, just
4
general.
copies.
We're not going to say FTK.
We don't really know which variants, but there are 4 Magicians. Probably Pendulum Magicians.
Pendulum Magicians, 2
dinos.
Obviously with the Shadow construct coming off, that's really popular now.
But it's the power heavy deck.
The power heavy booker moving everything and just beating on everything.
They've got gigantic monsters. Everything.
Is this?
Would this be the? Yeah, it's the one with UCT in it.
Yeah, UCT. Yeah, just
big ugly monster.
Book of Eclipse or whatever, and just beat over it. Spirals. I assume. I don't know what the
probably
D
Matthew
is.
Hibbett. I know is playing one of these. I don't know about the other one.
I don't know what the D.
It's just the Phantasmal Spiral Dragon deck.
Okay.
I don't know what the D is for.
I don't know what
Phantasmal Spirals.
And then Crusaders.
3 copies of Crusaders.
3 copies of Crusaders. Coming in for OTKs. The ones that make that the link.
Equimax. Sure, Equimax.
Just OTK is probably just hitting hard.
Yeah. So there's a total of 49 decks. Altergeist clearly dominating the named archetypes here. Rouge.
Besides Rouge.
So 18 rogue decks.
18 rogue decks. I would just wonder what those could be.
Altergeist, the most popular deck in the room. That's 7 copies. Followed by True Draco, and then Sky Striker and Pendulum, and then sort of a even distribution between the others.
And then Crusadia also popping up in
a little bit more popular than the others. So it's a total of 49 players. It's nearly 50. It's quite a big
tourney. That's a big turnout.
Big tournament.
Sadly, someone is getting a bye every round though. Not being an even amount. But yeah, that'll be us then.
See you guys next round.